From taxing to now just daunting, because when it comes to this IRS scandal, what the president says ain't exactly jiving with what a lot of Americans think. A new poll showing nearly half of us don't believe the administration was out of the loop on this IRS mess, that it was actually calling the shots in this IRS mess. Now, impressions tend to stick. Now, to image experts Fraser Seitel and Bruce Turkel on what, if anything, the president can do to, I guess, unstick them. Fraser, what do you think?
Well, it's so typical of this guy. He sloughed it off. He feigned outrage. They said, we didn't tell him. He wasn't involved. He's president bystander. And what you have to do at some point is say, look, I'm the president. You have to confront things. You have to explain things. You have to stand for something. You have to do something. And you have to speak up. He's got a bully pulpit. He should explain, here's what happened. Here's what I don't like. Here's how this is going to change. Here's who I'm going to appoint. In other words, he's got to stop being mediocre.
All right, well, is it too late for that, Bruce?
No, it's not too late at all. Fraser's right. What he has to do is stand for something. Rahm Emanuel said, it's a shame to waste a perfectly good crisis. Here's his chance to be the president for everybody, to come out and say, I'm going to fix this, I find it outrageous, and we're going to do whatever it takes to solve this problem.
Well, he promised that when this first came, Bruce, and Fraser, to that point, promised a commission looking into it, we're going to have someone look into this. Then lo and behold, we discovered that the investigator was investigating this. The FBI director didn't even know his name. Groups that were supposedly targeted by the IRS were never questioned by this said investigator. So it was all for show. It was all for theater.
Right, and there's nobody in charge. So, you know, the IRS has targeted the Tea Party and who knows who else. He's got to say that's wrong. That should stop. The IRS has spent $229 million on motivational seminars. He's got to say, that's got to stay. I mean, the last thing anybody wants is a motivated IRS agent. He's got to say, this has got to stop. In other words, he's got this bully pulpit, but he shrinks from it. That's why for 5 years, this guy was a great speaker, but for 5 years, you haven't really heard him.
But, you know, Bruce, any clarification he tries on this whole scandal raises the issue that his prior comments were either wrong or wanting or lies in a worst-case scenario. So he's got to move gingerly, doesn't he? Or does he?
Well, I would buy that if I thought people were actually paying attention and keeping track of this. You're keeping track. You care very much.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. No, continue that. I'm sorry.
But what people want to know is that something is going to happen and something is going to matter. What he's doing now is like peeling the Band-Aid off slowly. It's excruciating. It's trickle talk. Instead, he's got to be like the Queen of Hearts, off with their heads, and he's got to make a difference, and he's got to stick to it. You know, this happens in business all the time. Companies are caught in problems that they may or may not have caused. If they handle it well, they come out of it better than they went in. If they handle it badly, or to Fraser's point, don't handle it at all, that's when they pay the price.
But you just can't fire people willy-nilly, right? Or
No,
can you?
no,
Should you?
no, you can't. But I think what my friend Bruce is saying is this guy's the president of the United States. He's got to be a leader. He's a wonderful man. He's a family man. He's a great basketball player. But he's mediocre so far. This is an opportunity, just like other things, to step up. That's the challenge.
Right,
it's his chance to be a leader and to be the president for all of us. And I look forward to that, actually.
All right, but we seem to be running out of time because the impression seems to be sticking among a lot of Americans of all stripes that if he's not out of the loop, he is a lot more in the loop than he's letting on.
No, I think that's right. I think this guy, if he wants a legacy,
right,
other than mediocrity, he's got to you know, look in the mirror and say, look, what am I going to be?
Easier said than done, though, right, Bruce? Or?
But who would people prefer that he go after than the IRS? Everybody hates the IRS. It's the perfect enemy. It's the perfect group for him to go after.
But could I just say this?
Okay.
I want to be on record. I love the IRS.
Amen. They can't do enough good work. Keep sending me those letters in all caps, by the way. All right, guys, thank you very, very much.